was God, to write a book about our experiences with Dylan. I honestly never thought anyone would read it. I assumed when I told Dylan that I'd written a book, he would shoot down the idea of chasing the rabbit, and it would spend a lifetime sitting on a hard drive or in a thumb drive in my top drawer. And there's no way that I could ever move forward without his approval and cooperation. However, when I presented my book to him, he was extremely supportive and even embraced the idea of sharing his story. When I told him maybe we could even speak about it at some point, he said, and I quote, "Oh, I'd be great at that." And he is, I will tell you. He is great at it. In fact, when we speak together and the Q&A part of the presentation starts, I could basically leave the room. They all just want to talk to Dylan. If you've not read our book, the most common words used to describe it are honest and raw. Chasing the Rabbit is a walk through 23 years of life with Dylan, as if you were in our living room. I didn't water it down. I didn't put rosy-colored glasses on what we went through, what I was thinking or feeling. Parts of it can be difficult to read. So, although we are honored to receive this award, it is really Dylan who deserves it the most. His willingness to share the most intimate details of his challenging childhood is nothing short of courageous. Because of Dylan's bravery, we are making a difference in the lives of other people. And only because of Dylan am I able to go the distance for autism. We're so proud of him. And he'll kill me if I don't mention this, so everybody make a mental note right now. When you get home or grab your cell phones, go to Dylon Comedy, D-I-E-L-A-W-N, Dylon Comedy. Check him out on YouTube and subscribe to his YouTube channel. He's racking up the YouTube subscribers. He's almost at 500 now, so it's pretty impressive. And he's doing a great job, and I'm sure it will entertain you. In our book, I talk about our experience at Spurwink. What I regrettably left out of the book was a story about how one teacher made a difference for Dylan during a very difficult time in his life. Brooke Harris, who is here tonight, not only tried really hard to understand Dylan, but she actually made the effort to genuinely like him. And then she went above and beyond to show him that he cared. That she cared. She even took him to a Def Leppard concert on her own time. It was the kind and caring hearts of people like Brooke, people going the distance for autism, people going the distance for kids, that helped us get through the many difficult and tough times. Thank you again for coming out tonight to celebrate the wonderful work of Spurwink, and again for giving us this amazing award.
Hello. And the first thing I want to say is, where did Mrs. Carpenter go? I know that was difficult for you to have to send your child out of your home, and we've been there, and it's not an easy thing to do. So congratulations to you as well. I want to thank Spurwink for the role that they've played in, and are playing in Maine. It is often said that it takes a village to raise a child, and there is definitely truth in that statement. Child raising used to be simpler because our ancestors did in fact live in villages or tight-knit neighborhoods. In today's fractured world, however, families have often been separated by distance or fractured by abuse, addiction, dysfunction, or incarceration, and professional help can be really, really critical. Spurwink steps in to be the village when a family is in crisis. One of the problems that we encountered while raising a difficult child on the spectrum was that the modern village hadn't really been built yet. Dylan, at 24, is the cohort at the beginning of the wave of young people who have been diagnosed on the autism spectrum. Because of this, there were few, if any, appropriate social skill groups, therapists, school placements, or even, as he got older, vocational training. In Augusta, I serve as the Senate Chair of the Labor, Commerce, Research, and Economic Development Committee. Maine is the oldest state in the nation. The Department of Labor has documented that literally thousands of jobs go unfilled. Businesses cite finding qualified and willing applicants as a huge challenge in our state. Yet Maine has a poor record of including people with disabilities into the workforce. Solving this problem by incorporating work-capable young adults into our workforce is an issue I am really, truly passionate about, and I think you can guess why. How can we prepare and encourage employers to accept developmentally disabled young adults with their quirkiness and occasional disability-related slip-ups? I'm still working on that one, and I would be more than happy to talk to anyone out there with ideas. Spurwink, however, is moving ahead with vocational training for their clients beginning in the teen years. Spurwink students often begin with a simple in-house job before moving to the outside world with a job coach. They then scale up the work, both in skill level and in number of hours, in order to prepare workers for life in the real world. We need to do more of this. Qualifying a work-capable person with a disability for SSDI is not compassion. It is sentencing them to a life of poverty and boredom. In American culture, we are defined largely by the work that we do. People with disabilities enjoy working and take great pride in whatever abilities they have. We should not ever assume that they want to be constrained and defined by their diagnoses. We need all hands on deck in order to keep our economy growing, and I'm pleased to know that Spurwink is helping to staff the ship. So thank you to all of the staff who work in this tremendous organization.